Vardadato Sankirtanaka Pitro Kamalaya Taksho Vishwambro Dvijoyo Yugadama Palo Vande Jagapiya Kalkaravantaro Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya Hemam Devachcha Vishandaraya Tasma Mahaprema Rashapadaya Shri Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Kasturi Tilakam Lata Patale Vaksanila Kostavam Nasagari Varamoktikam Karatri Venu Karakankanam Sava Angahari Chandalam Sulalitam Kantamuktavali Rajastrio Pariveshito Vijayate Gopala Chudamani He Shishama Sundara Shikara Shekara Smiraha Sumili Manohara Radhikarasika Mama Kripanidi Supriya Charana Kinkurim Kuru Tvai Vasmi Najivami Tvayavina Iti Vigyai Tvam Nayamam Charanam Tikam Yatkin Kreshu Valsa Kalu Kakavani Nityapurasha Purusha Shakandamuli Tashakadara Sanideva Sabanu Jayas Tatkeli Kunja Bhavanangana Mahajani Shama Pajami Radha Ravinda Netram Smarami Radha Madhura Smitasham Badhami Radha Karuna Barajam Tato Mamanasti Gati Nakapi Kanaka Jaladagatro Nila Sobhagya Netro Migumaravara Bhalo Malati Kundamalo Taruna Vesho Nilampitam Baresho Smarani Nivritini Kunje Radhika Krishna Chandro Panchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anurad Pranam devotees. Is that speaker on in the back? Maybe?
No, it's not on.
You could just hit the switch. So this morning, just reviewing, we established what is Sambandha Gyan. And we were quoting from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I put all the verses there. So, there you go. So everybody, you can share with your mom. So all verses are there. And we described that it says, Bhagavan Sambandha, Bhakti Abhideya Hoy, Prem Prayojin, Vedetina Vastu Koy. That the Vedas, they proclaim that actual Sambandha means Bhagavan. The highest category of Bhagavan is Sri Krishna. The highest category of Bhagavan is Sri Krishna. So, Sambandha means literally a absolute binding principle. Something that no one can exist without. In the material world, even though we translate sometimes Sambandha as relationship, the relationships in the material world are not absolutely binding. They're temporal. With the end of this body, that relationship is gone. Understand? And by karma, we'll move on to other relationships. So among devotees, it's a little different. Because Rupa Goswami Pad told, Gaudiya Makiti Prichiti Bhunkte Bhojayate Java Sadvidam Vritti Lakshanam. Because Krishna is the center of Vaishnava relationships, then the principle of Priti is present also in Vaishnava relations. So any Vaishnava family and so forth, so on, there's some Priti Lakshan, the quality of Priti is present there. Which means those devotees may have been serving in a previous life together, may serve in a future life together, in some particular configuration, and so forth. So, but in general, in the material world, relationships are only temporal, therefore they're not absolutely binding, so they can't truly be called Sambandha. Sambandha has to be Sambandha. I think we put on correctly the speaker. So it has to be absolutely binding. And only absolute binding principle is Sri Krishna. Okay? So we also discussed this morning that Sambandha Gyan is of different categories. There is Samanya Sambandha Gyan. Samanya Sambandha Gyan means a person may realize, like Mahaprabhu told to Sanatana Goswami, Jivera Surupvaya Krishna Nitya Das. Everybody's Das of Krishna, whether you know it or not. Jiva Goswami Pad told also, Dasabhuti Hari Eva, Nan Yasha Eva Kadachana. At no time can anybody be something else. Anything else that you believe you are, we read from Chatur Shloke Bhagavatam, means Tadyat Atmano Mayam. It's Bhagavan's Maya. Because there's no possibility to be something other than the Das of Krishna. Any other identity, especially all those identities begin with aham, I, right? Or my. They're all actually part of illusory energy, but dominated by ahamkara and the three modes of material nature. The actual identity of the jiva is dasosmi, right? And that's why every morning in practice, before you put your foot on the ground, should be right foot first, which we'll discuss tomorrow, right? We always say, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, whatever Guru Pranam is. Understand? But Namaha means Na Ahamameti. So it's a constant reaffirmation of the fact that I'm not the false identity based in false ego in the material world, but I'm actually Dasosmi, the actual servant of Bhagavan. But that mood of being servant of Bhagavan is generic, like everyone is human being. But saying, if you introduce yourself, hi, I'm John, yes, my name is human being. Understand? Nobody will understand what you're talking about. They may think something's wrong. You understand? So everybody wants specific identity. Specific identity is not in Dasata of Krishna. You understand? It's not in Dasata of Krishna. Specific identity can only be given by Swarup Shakti. Understand? Specific identity can only be given by Swarup Shakti. It cannot be had simply on the basis of being Das of Krishna. Though being Das of Krishna is foundational to all specific identities in relation to Krishna, whether it is Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, whatever it might be, Dasya's foundation, still that specific identity is only given by Swarup Shakti. This is why I was just speaking to Vinay Prabhu, that Bhakti is called Sudurlabh. Because everybody's Das of Krishna. But to become particular relation with Krishna is Sudurlabh. Means very, very rare. So if everybody has it, it's not rare. You understand? So now the question is, how will anyone get that specific relationship? That becomes the question. So Rupa Goswami Pad, when he wrote the 4 first steps of bhakti out of 64, I want somebody to start naming them. The first 4 out of those 64 is very key to how Visay Sambandha Gyan takes place. So what is the first one? Next. Tata Diksha, then Shiksha, then they're all in one category. The first thing. Guru Parasraya Tata Diksha Shikshadi Visram Vena Guru Seva. These 4 things are the first angas of bhakti. They both represent Saranagati, but they also represent the principle of how the aspiring devotee who wants Krishna Seva, especially Braj Seva, how they will get that Braj Seva. So before describing anything else in the process of Abhideya, they describe these 4 things. So first, what is Guru? Guru, if you go to India especially, there are so many gurus. I'm not talking about even spiritually. If you want to learn mathematics, who do you go to? Guru for mathematics. You want to learn dancing? Dancing guru. Astra guru. You want to learn martial arts? If you want to learn how to sing, you go to Sangeet guru. Every single thing is guru. Because guru means, actually, gu shabdat andakarasha, ru shabdat andakarasha nirodita. It means who removes darkness. What kind of darkness you want removed, you're going that guru. You understand? What kind of darkness you want removed, you're going to that guru. So if darkness, which is compared to ignorance, is about music, you're going to Sangeet guru. He'll remove your ignorance and show you how to do music. But what is rare is called Sad or Sat guru. Sad and Sat mean same thing. Who's established in the eternal reality, that guru who can remove your darkness about eternal reality is called Sat guru. Okay? Now, Jiva Goswami Pad told, the person performing that function of giving illumination and removing darkness is a sadhu. Guru is not identified with a person. We're doing that. You understand? That's a function. the person doing the function is sadhu. Understand? Therefore, every sadhu will say, may Guru Abhiman go very far away from me. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur told, Tai Sishatava Takya Savada Guru Abhimana Tyaji. So if Guru is actually identified with a person, why Bhaktivinoda Thakur doesn't embrace it? Because Guru Abhiman is not a real thing. You understand? Guru Abhiman will give rise to Pratishta. Therefore he said, may Guru Abhiman go very far away. But there's Bhaktivinoda Thakur sadhu. Yes. So Jiva Goswami, when he was talking about and commenting on these steps of Guru Parasara, etc., he described what is sadhu. You understand? He described function of Guru, but he described who is sadhu doing that function. So, sadnoti sadayati cha Krishna prem iti sadhu. Who is sadhu is that person who's understood the sadvastu, the eternal reality, to be Krishna prem. Therefore, anybody who wants to obtain bhakti, they have to find sadhu who will give illumination how to obtain Krishna prem. Is the person who's giving knowledge about Gyan, knowledge about Yoga, knowledge about Brahman, can they also be Guru? Yes, no. They're also Sadhu Guru. But Jiva Goswami is making the impression they're not Sadhu Guru for us. You understand? Again, it puts Bhakti in a different category. Because you can have Guru also to learn Yoga, to get free from material influence, or Gyan will also help you get free from material influence. But will Yoga or Gyan give you Bhakti? No. You have to have some Bhakti to even do Yoga and Gyan, but neither one of those will give you Bhakti. What to speak of Bhakti Ras? You understand? Therefore, Raghunath Das Goswami also told, Guru Goshte Gostaleshu Sujane Bursugane. We'll give honor to Brahmins and other Vaishnavas. But in Sri Sampradaya, in other Sampradayas, will you get Bhakti Ras? No. Only in this line of Mahaprabhu. This line gives Bhakti Ras. What's the difference between Bhakti and Bhakti Ras? What's the difference?
Ras is a combination of taste and they don't have the same taste.
Yes, so you're correct, Asha Didi?
We say Asray Ablamban Uddipan when everything is combined and you feel some kind of anubhuti anubhav that it comes in the rest.
Yes.
Like the way we make lemonade.
Yes.
The ingredients, but if they are separate, no taste. But if you mix together,
yes,
then you get some taste.
And Guru Dev said they must be mixed together in the right proportion. You understand? So the unique feature of bhakti is that in each particular rasa, a particular mixture is there in staibhav first, and then vibhav. In vibhav, alamban udipan. And then anubhav, sattvic vikar, then sanchari bhavs of yavichari bhavs. When they all mix in the right proportion, it creates bhakti rasa. Because in Sri Sampradaya they have bhakti, but only Dasya Ras, Aishwarya Bhakti. Understand? Something a little bit deeper is there among the Alwars. You know Alwars? Alwars in South India, there is what's called Alwars. The Alwars means those who are immersed. That's the literal meaning. Alwars, who is immersed. They were actually incarnation of Bhagavan's own ornaments. Like his ganda, his club, his mace, lotus flower. They took birth in this world as 12 Alwars. Bhumi Devi took birth as Andal, one female Alwar. They wrote one book called Divya Prabandham. You've seen this book, Divya Prabandham. Very high class of book. One devotee, Bhakti Vinod, he had one of the only ones that had both the Sanskrit and the English translation. He wouldn't part with it though. I was offering all kinds of stuff to get this book. So Divya Prabandham is the writings, 4,000 verses of the Alwars. You understand? So it was hinting at Bhakti Ras. But only in this line, when Mahaprabhu come, then he bought what is full version of Bhakti Rasa. That Bhakti Rasa is only available by having Guru, who is the sadhu that Jiva Goswami Pad described. Sadnoti Siddhaiti Cha Krishna Prem Iti Sadhu, who's understood the absolute reality to be Krishna Prem. He didn't say who understood the absolute reality to be Krishna, because he didn't talk about Krishna Darshan. He said Krishna Prem. You understand? This is the difference. So that person who's understood Krishna praying, he is sadhu. So when we want to go to and do Guru Padashraya, it has to be a sadhu who can give illumination and remove the darkness of ignorance that will allow you to realize a Swarup in Braj. You understand? So now that Guru description is very specific. It cannot be any person who's Guru. You understand? Who can remove the darkness and give illumination? What is your Ras with Krishna in Braj? So then the next thing is Guru Pad. Pad here means the Krishna Seva Vasan. On behalf of the sadhak, by faith, he has to have the desire to serve Krishna. It is called Krishna Seva Vasan. When you says Guru Pad, the word Pad indicates that mood of seva. Because you're trying to get bhakti. And what is bhakti? The verbal root of bhakti is bhaj. Bhaj datu itti sevayam. The desire to serve Krishna represented by Guru's Pad. And if you remember back in the day, after the Samadhi of Srila Prabhupada, that Guru Pad is also represented as Bhakti Pad, Vishnu Pad. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's where that came from. Krishna Pad, because Pad here represents seva to Krishna. You understand? Guru is the agency of Krishna. Guru Krishna Rupahana Sastraya Pramani. Guru's form is the actually embodiment of Krishna's agency in this world. Or Sakshadari Tvena Samashta Shastriya. All Sastra saying like in this Chaitanya Charitamrita, this form is directly the form of Krishna. So Guru Pad here means Bhakti Pad, Krishna Pad, Vishnu Pad, service to Acharya Pad, service to the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Understand? Guru Pad Asraya. Here, what does the word Asraya mean? It has two meanings. It means, from your perspective, I'm taking shelter by Saranagati. Understand? Okay. Taking shelter by Saranagati is Ashraya. But what does it mean more specifically? Ashraya Jatiya. Because who is Guru? He's in the line of Ashraya Jatiya. You understand? How you can say I'm taking shelter of Guru. I'm doing Ashraya. But what does that really mean functionally and practically? Because when you want to serve Krishna, you'll approach Krishna directly or through Anugatya. If you're going through Anugatya, it means you're coming under Ashraya Jatiya. The pinnacle of Ashraya Jatiya is Srimati Radharani. Therefore, it doesn't matter what rasa you want to obtain, the Ladini Vritti, the function of happiness that's present in any rasa is coming originally from where? Therefore, Bhumi used to always quote one verse, and he made me find this verse in the fourth chapter of Adi Leela. I'll let Bhumi say it. The only source of Krishna's only source of Krishna's happiness. So if you misread it, you'll think, oh, no one else can give Krishna happiness except Radhika. But it doesn't mean that. It means because Radhika is the predominating deity of Ladini Vritti, the pleasure potency which gives Krishna happiness, that is present in every single ras. You understand? Therefore, she is the pinnacle of Ashraya Jatiya. So here, Guru Pad Asraya means taking shelter of Ashraya Jatiya. Understand? So now Guru Pad Asraya Tatha Diksha. How you get in the position of the shelter of Ashraya Jatiya. That process is called Diksha. That process is called Diksha. Diksha has two features. Diyate Param Gyan, Shiyate Papanasanam. So, first, Shiyate Papanasanam. It means the potency or the power to remove obstacles. Pap is the end result of anartha, other kinds of issues. Pap or sin is the end result. So it says, I'm giving the power to remove those obstacles. Did the jiva have that power himself before? No. So Guru Kripa, Krishna Kripa is giving power to remove obstacles on the path of bhakti. That's why the idea of doing anartha nivritti yourself is still immaturity in bhakti. You cannot remove your own anarthas. You understand? Just like if you have darkness in a room and you take a bucket and you try to throw the darkness out. What will happen? You will have to hit the light, the illumination automatically dissipates darkness. So we mentioned what is the function of Guru? by giving transcendent illumination, he removes darkness. So Guru Kripa, Guru Shakti, Bhagavan Kripa is removing anartha. Understand? So, Kshiyate Papanasam. What is the meaning of Divya Gyan? Jiva Goswami explained. Divya Gyanam Hyanta Shimanti Mantre, that verse is in the booklet. So, that in this paper, that verse is there. Divya Gyanam Hyanta Shimanti Mantre, Bhagavat Surup Gyanam Tena, Bhagavat, here's the key word, Visesh Sambandham Gyanangscha. Visesh Sambandha Gyanangscha. So here it says, by this process of Diksha, one does not get Samanya Sambandha Gyan. I am the Das of Krishna. He gets Visesh Sambandha Gyan. So how does this happen? In the mantras given at the time of Diksha is the seed of all of your Swarup. You understand? Is given in seed form in the mantra. Therefore, you have to have prabhav or illumination of the mantras in order to grasp how it's there. If you don't get illumination of the mantra, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says,
never take place.
Say the whole thing.
Even if a devotee who is duly initiated by a bona fide guru in a genuine sampradaya, if he doesn't get shiksha of his diksha mantras, the illumination of that mantra will never take place.
So therefore, in the statement, Guru Parasraya Tata Diksha, what's the next thing? Siksha. You have to get siksha of the mantra. Where is that siksha? Where is that siksha? Siksha Guru, but what is Siksha Guru doing? Hari Katha. The Hari Katha of the sadhu is siksha or illumination of the mantras. So if you're chanting the mantras and you're chanting Harinam, because Guru first gives the form of Bhagavan in the form of Shabda Brahman, Harinam. Then after some time of maturity, by chanting the Nam, Jiva Goswami says, Nam Nam Pratama Shravanam Antakaran Artha Apeksham. By chanting first the mantra, it purifies the Antakaran. Because remember this morning we talked about false ego is the arch enemy, so to speak.
Right.
You understand? So in Manasiksha, who is Raghunath Das Goswami addressing?
Mind.
Is the mind a separate thing? Mind means Antakaran. Mind means mind, intelligence, and false egoism. Because the mind, what does it do? Only accepting and rejecting. So he's appealing to the mind, don't accept and reject on the basis of false ego. That's why he's speaking to his mind. So, unless a person gets siksha, the illumination of what is the nam that they were given never takes place. So the nam in many devotees' minds remains a process. It's a mode. I'm chanting Hare Krishna to become free from suffering. I'm chanting Hare Krishna to get out of the material world and the cycle of samsara. So it becomes a mode. It's not a sambandha. You understand? There's no, just like if somebody approaches you, every time you see them, say, can I get $100? Can I get $10? Right? So you're taking nam every day with a proposal. I don't want to suffer. Can I get free from samsara? Can I be happy? Can I be? And this becomes the dealing you have with the mantra. So Krishna at one point, not at one point, but never will happen, will he create a sambandha with that person. Because does Krishna need to personally take you to make you happy, successful, have a good life? Does he need to personally do that? No. That can be done through Bhagavan Shakti.
So you have to be qualified to get there.
Yeah, qualified means Sambandha Gyan. That's our topic today. So, therefore, after some time, that there's some purification, because if the Guru does right away, if the disciple's not mature, then nothing takes place. So when there's some maturation, he gives Diksha, he now gives relationship to the name. And now the name, I gave this before, it removes itself from being just Nam Akshar. Nam Akshar means 32 syllables. In some maturation, it will become 16 names. More maturation, it will become 8 pairs of names. What is the difference between 32 syllables and 16 names? Sambandha is growing because the 32 syllables are sound. There was one devotee, Sanatana knows this devotee, This was years ago. We were in the restaurant in Washington, D.C. He used to chant, and he used to put his face near the wall. So he put his face really close to the wall and go, Hare Krishna, 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 and it'd be really loud. So we one day asked, Prabhu, why you, the loud chanting is one thing, but why you have to put your face near the wall? He said, so I can hear the name twice. Because then the name will echo, and then one of them will be pure, and I'll be done. That's the philosophy. Huh? He said, yeah, I'll keep doing it, and then I say it, then the wall back to me, then one of those names I'll catch you to be pure, and that'll be it. Because he's read, if you say the pure name one time, you understand? But that's not the health philosophy. It's not the process. You understand? So he was thinking that the sound vibration in the 32 syllables was Harinam. Understand? Once you understand the Nam to be 16 names, I'm coming around. 16 names, what does it mean? There's identification of Nam with the Murti of Bhagavan. So, is Radha, Krishna, or Mahaprabhu, you're identifying the 16 names with the Murti. So, this is called Kanishta level of Bhakti. You're identifying the Nam is with the Murti. And I'm doing also Murti Puja. So it mentions there, what is this verse? Acharyam eva haraye shara puja layate. But na tad bhakteshu cha anyeshu sa bhakti prakrita smrita. This is describing what is Kanishta Bhakti or Prakrita Bhakti. They are worshipping the deity in the temple. They know that the 16 names of the mantra are related to these deities. And with faith, they're worshipping the deity. But what is the big fault here? Na tad bhakteshu. They've not understood who's a sadhu. And therefore, cha anyeshu, they can't understand everything else about bhakti, and there's no sambandha again. You have to have relation. And they cannot recognize the sadhu. Even Bhumi was telling, if they're duly initiated by a bona fide guru, they themselves have not matured to the point of sadhu sangha. They're still in the level of faith. So their bhakti is still prakrita bhakti. Directly it's told in Bhagavatam. It's still prakrita bhakti. It's still material. And this morning we described 81 different varieties. You understand? Because natat bhakti shuja. Now, if you understand who is the bhakta, what is sadhu sangha, then you can do anugatya. And in anugatya, then when you hear the mantra, you understand the 16 names can only function as 8 pairs. You understand? Because no one will ever say Krishna and Radha should be separate. You understand now it has to be 8 yugals. You understand? So this is how Nam matures along with the siksha given based on Sambandha Gyan. Ram, you had questions? Quick.
So they used to teach the brahmacharis that you chant a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and then by mistake you might say the mantra correct.
One
Right
time.
then you read prayer. That's exactly what we were taught.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Yeah.
You chant so much,
Yeah.
at least one time.
You're going to hit the right one.
Say it right.
Yeah, this is called lottery noun. This is lottery noun. You understand? Lottery noun. Yes.
Are we not supposed to gamble though?
Huh?
Are we not supposed to?
Yeah, but just the mindset that takes place.
What? You said the
8
8.
pairs. They're called yugals. Right? When the pair's there, it's called yugals. Right. Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. So there are 8 yugals, 8 pairs of names. The important thing to understand here is that in this maturation you understand Radha and Krishna are never separated. This becomes an important thing. Also, when you understand the 8 pairs of names, it will start to give entrance into the nature of how those pairs are related. You understand? In other words, what is the coupling of Radha and Krishna? That is called prem. You understand? If you 16 names separate, prem is not really being understood yet. There's no sambandha. But when you talk about a pair, what's the relation? What's the sambandha of that pair? You understand? So the sambandha of that pair is prem. You understand? So now that the maturation is taking place in that aspirant, in that devotee. Once he understands that, he begins to now see the leela of that pair throughout 8 periods of the day. You understand? This is the stage at which one starts to see what is Astakaliya Lila. You understand? Because that prem is now functioning in a Lila. You understand? Because it's mentioned, Radha Krishna Chai Sada Eki Sarup Lila Rasa Ashudite Dari Duriru. They've taken these two forms to taste ras through various Lila. So the Nitya Lila is the Astakaliya Lila. You understand? So these 8 pairs are performing 8 kinds of pastimes throughout 8 periods of the day. Understand? So in maturation, the devotee starts to understand that. Therefore, his Diksha, the Sambandha given in the Shiksha after Diksha, reveals his relationship to those 8 pairs and that Astakaliya Lila. You understand? That's what Shiksha does. Understand?
Say that one more time, please.
There's echo.
Can you
Lower a little bit? The sound is coming through your thing.
Mukunda, can you just say that last?
Yes. So, when there's maturation to the point of Sambandha Gyan, when there's Sambandha Gyan only, you can understand Radha and Krishna are a pair. Before that, you can think it's a mantra. And as a mantra, it's 32 syllables, 16 names. When you understand the 16 names, generally that's the point when you understand it's related to the forms of Radha and Krishna. You understand? So that still is at an immature level of bhakti. But there's faith there. Pujam Shodalayate. In the puja to the deity, there's faith involved. And what's the first principle? Ado Ha. You understand? Before that, even Mayavadis chanting 32 syllables. Hare Krishna, right? But they don't even think it's anything. They think it's Nirvishesh Brahman. So when they're chanting 16 names, at least you know it's related to the root of Krishna. You understand? With faith. But the fault here is Natat Bhakteshu. They don't have Anugatya of a Bhakta. So there's no Sambandha Gyan. So the name remains like a process for them, based on their own self-interest. Therefore, no Saranagati is there. You understand? So you could be worshipping the deity and everything else and have self-interest. One devotee was Pujari in Potomac Temple for more than 15 years. When I came back from preaching in Africa, I went out to see Sanatan. He was working downtown. He had a flower stall. That devotee was there, dressed completely head to toe in different garb, different religion, selling oils. Prabhu, is that you? That was my first question. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, hey, Prabhu, hey. My name was Akindra that time. Hey, Prabhu, yeah. I said, Prabhu, what? You know, because he could see in my face. He said, Prabhu, listen. Every day I was just ringing. All I could hear was the bell ringing. Even I go to sleep, I hear ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Because they never took any other devotee. So then he started to complain. Every day I'm doing all the offerings every day. So even when I'm sleeping, I'm hearing ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. You understand? So he never developed any relation, nothing. He had no Sambandha Gyan, anything. He thought this is a process, and the process is now abusing me. You understand? I'm chanting, and all I'm doing all day, ding-a-ling-a-ling, cooking, this, that. You understand? So no Sambandha Gyan. You understand?
It becomes a chore.
It becomes a chore. Because self-interest says, well, I should be doing this all day, etc., etc. Harinam will become a chore. You understand? So if you try to chanting 1 lakh or something, it'll become big chore. Hare Krishna, how many is that? Because no Sambandha Gyan. So, the 8 Yugul, through Sambandha Gyan, nothing is reciprocating in your chanting anything. So, in the Diksha mantras, this Sambandha Gyan is there that makes this understanding of 8 Yugul, then Astakaliya Lila, etc. Understand? And when the Antakaran, when the subtle body is completely becoming purified, then the realization of that Astakaliya Lila, not in vision, in understanding, starts to come in the heart. And it can be contemplated while chanting Harinam. When the Antakaran is completely pure, then Spuranam, it starts to manifest via hearing. So when you will hear Astakaliya Lila, then in your heart, not the vision, but the sound itself will produce, like, if I will tell any music that you heard during your high school time. If I will play that song, the vision of your high school, the auditorium, the vision where the bleachers were, everything will come. Are you seeing it? Yeah. Only you're hearing, and it's coming in your heart as the same thing will happen. You'll hear Harinam, hear Harikatha, while you're taking your Harinam, then knowing at this point about the 8 pairs and Astakaliya Lila, that by hearing will come into your heart. You understand? Not disporti yet. It will come only as remembrance. If you've heard Astakali Lila.
I was just going to ask, like, the remembrance is not coming from a sense of, like, dhyan.
Not intelligence.
Yeah, it's coming from a sense of hearing the katha.
Hearing the kata over and over,
Yeah.
and the antakaran having becoming pure from Harinam. You understand? If the antakaran is still contaminated, we talked this morning about the influence of false egoism. If false egoism is still prominent, then false egoism will try to exert its own influence, and it wants to be nourished. Because false ego is what's protecting your idea, I am this person I am now, materially. That's the false ego doing that. That's the job of false ego. Because the fear of death is I don't want to not exist. But can you not exist? It's not possible. So it'll always exist. But it's the false ego saying, no, what I know of my existence is this body. And I don't want to give that up. So when you take the spiritual life, a big conflict starts to take place. Because your spiritual identity is trying to emerge and they cannot coexist like oil and water. So the false ego starts arguing back and forth. This is the basis of manasiksha. You understand? It's arguing for its existence to be maintained. And your spiritual impressions and samskars are arguing for the dissolution of the false ego and the establishment of your actual identity.
So, Prabhu, you have two questions. First question is, you started by saying Guru Padashraya, Diksha, then Siksha. So the first step is Guru Padashraya, so I'd like to hear your comments. How should one think about Guru Padashraya?
I told, first you have to define everything so it's clear. So what is Guru? Person who gives illumination, removes darkness. The particular darkness you're asking to be removed is in relation to your eternal relationship with Bhagavan. That's the darkness you remove. Therefore, no other guru, except a guru who's a sadhu, who's understood that, can do that. So they are called Sadguru at that point. Yeah? Sadnoti Siddhati Cha Krishna Premitti Sadhu. That sadhu who's understood that Krishna Prem to be the absolute truth, he can perform the function of removing the darkness regarding your relationship with Bhagavan.
So my comment is more towards what's the bhav with which one should approach, because the one which comes to my mind is when Srila Gurudev, he spoke about the day one when he met Guru, he said, I come to you and offering to you the love which I had for my children, my wife and my parents. I mean, that's such a high level, I can't even think.
It will come from Bhakti Samskar. Guru is not one life. We mentioned this morning, Chakudan Diloye, Janami Jamni Prabhu said, not one life. Even Yarichir Vasam Saragam, Brajabhubi Saragam, Raghunath Das Goswami says, Pratijanur. Be prepared to do this life after life after life if you want Braj Bas with Rag. So not one life process. Then now, according to your Praktanat, samskars mean your samskars from previous lives, and Adunik means your samskars in this life, they will come together and give the degree to what you can do Saranagati in this life. You understand? If your Bhakti samskar is not very strong, very difficult to do Saranagati. So you will approach Guru because you understand it's the right thing to do, but genuinely doing Saranagati, the potency of the Bhakti samskars is not there. But you're developing more by Adunik means right now. So you're at the Bhakti intensive. Right now more samskars being developed. In the morning you'll chant Harinam. More samskars being developed. So like this, those samskars build. And the potency of those samskars give a deeper impression of Anugatya and Sadhu Sangha. Understand? Bhaktistu Bhagavat Sangena Parijayate Satsanga Prakrite Pumbir Purva Sukriti Sanjate or Sukriti Purva Sanjate. By the accumulation of those Sukritis, you get the quality to associate with the sadhu. From the sadhu, then you get those things. Tata Diksha, Shikshari. The culmination of those things is called Vishrambena Guru Seva. So what is Vishrambena Guru Seva? I'm coming. Somebody had a question? Okay. Chandrika, quickly, and then I'll go on.
Oh, where's the source where I can find out about the 8 series of the day? That's the Astakali and Lila?
Different books, but I had the Gurudev will always say, Dire means go slowly. Go very slowly, yeah. But there's different books, Govinda Lilamrita, Krishna Bhavanamrita, and one book is very nice because it contains all. It is called Bhava Sangra, Bhava Sara Sangraha. It contains all Astakaliya Lila from all those books and others.
Did you say Baba?
Bhava Sara Sangraha. Bhavana Sara Sangraha. But you should hear it also. I heard it directly from Sri Achutala Bhaji. There's a series. If you hear him speak it and then read it, it is better. I heard Sri Achutala Bhaji speak it, and then I had the book. So reading and hearing from advanced sadhu, it's better.
You heard it in English from him?
From English, he has it in English.
Does he have
It's on video, it's on YouTube.
is a lecture?
It's a series.
Series.
Yeah.
You know, there's available PDF for that book you just mentioned.
You can order it. They have an English translation of the book.
Yeah, there's an English
Yeah,
translation.
in Sanskrit it's on Grantha Mandir as well.
If we have access to
English.
it, do you think we should put it on the WhatsApp?
I think you could read it. I think devotees mostly here are mature enough, having heard so much from Gurudev, everything, to read. But hearing from Sri Chutla Bhaji every detail and then reading it, you get much
So
more.
you're gonna share that with us?
What, that book?
No, that hearing from him?
Yeah, you can go, if you go onto his site.
How to get there?
Yeah, I'll tell you how to get there. Go, yeah.
First of all, we have to, this process is not a process that we rush in. You have to gradually purify yourself to get there. I'm not saying that you're not purified, but there are steps that we have to take. But the greed will come. But it's good that you have that greed, but just keep going, and more greed will come again. This process, if you practice it properly, it's going to reveal itself.
Unfoldment.
Yeah.
Well, we read about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The whole article.
But it's,
The importance of hearing.
It's a good thing to
sounds
stimulate
like
if you
were
hear.
saying we should know what
No,
they
it
have.
says
We should know, but it should come, because what we're discussing is overall what is Visay Sambandha Gyan.
yes.
So here the point is, when Visay Sambandha Gyan is there, and maturation is there, these things have resonance with the heart. Before that, it's difficult. Like for instance, if you don't know so much what is Ujjalin money, then you can, if they say something, this will happen, you don't know what's really going on. Understand?
Like,
Right, or revert to your experience, or you just bypass it.
like Lahir Mahashaya was asking this question, and his Guru Maharaj was telling him, no, do not go asking people or trying to inquire, but you
Realize it.
You can
Yeah,
get
realize
the
it.
realization from it.
And it will come. It will come. And this is the importance of this Visay Sambandha Gyan. So, Vishrambena Guru Seva. This is the point at which Sambandha Gyan is experienced in your present state. You understand? This is where Sambandha Gyan can really be experienced. Because can you experience Sambandha Gyan with Mahaprabhu Radhakrishna before you experience it with Guru? Therefore, Vishrambena Guru Seva is what Rupa Goswami told will be the first experience of mature Sambandha Gyan. Understand? How it will begin? Gurudev told me in Orlando, the last time I saw Srila Gurudev, he told, while Gurudev is in his Acharya Lila, in his Vapu, for the disciple to understand Vishrambena Guru Seva is difficult. Because with their eyes they're seeing who's massaging, who's cooking, and they're associating, this is called Vishrambena Guru Seva. You understand? It's not completely. It may be, because it's a heart thing. Somebody may be massaging with great heart, so it's also that. But everyone is thinking, oh, who's doing Vishramba Seva is who's in proximity to the Guru. He told me directly, when Guru will take Samadhi, the genuine disciple, by their Virohe Bhav, will actually realize what is Vishrambena Guru Seva. You understand? When the Guru enters Samadhi, at that time, if the disciple is mature and sincere, the depth of that separation mood will give rise to actual Vishramba Seva in their heart. You understand? Not only Anugatya should always be there, but the separation mood. Because now you're not seeing the Vapu of Gurudev. Where will you see? Is Gurudev gone or not? No. Because Gurudev literally told out of his mouth, I will never leave you. I'm closer to you than the air you breathe. He told all these things. So he's lying or not lying? No. Not lying. So if this is true, where is Gurudev now? He's in the heart. That statement is very poetic. But where is Guru Dev every day practically? In your Naam, how we could speak Hari Katha if Guru Dev is not present? How you can do Naam Jap if Guru Dev is not present? Who's doing the Thakurji Seva? Who's cooking for... Because we told in Sambandha again this morning, everything is Bhagavan. You understand? If you see something, Artayatam Yat Pariyeta, Na Praveta Chatmani, Tad Yat Atmano Maya. If I see something that's not Bhagavan, then it's Maya. But for me, I've not seen Bhagavan. So who is everything? Guru.
Right in the morning, you're always asking Guru.
He's the representative. That's why the verse Sakshari Dvaina, this is the meaning. Therefore, Guru is everything. My Naam Jap, my Swadhyay means your study, your work, all of that is Guru. It is not your own agency. You understand? So now Vishrambena Guru Seva develops every day in Bhajan is your Sangha with Guru Dev. Then Guru Dev is revealing in your heart, as he was doing all along, the illumination of all these things. That's what turns into different devotees having, quote, realizations. You understand? That is all Guru Dev. Guru for me?
Shamarani once told this pastime during the early days when Srila Prabhupada was enacting his Leela of sickness. He had them all come in for 10 minutes to massage his head and his legs. And they went in at two at a time. So she said her and Chutananda went in, he massaged Srila Prabhupada's legs and she did his head. Then she said later on Srila Prabhupada mentioned after Kirtananda fell down, he said the reason he fell is because he thought that Srila Prabhupada needed his massage.
Oh, yeah. You understand? Vishrambena Seva is a mood of the heart. I'm telling one Leela here. Srinivasa Acharya, in his Nitya Siddha form, is called Mani Manjari. Understand? In his home, he was married. He had 2 wives. And in his home, he was doing his bhajan sadhan. And once he was doing his bhajan sadhan in very deep avesh, means absorption. At that time, his wives, they brought to him his daily prasad. They went out the room, they came back, no food was eaten. I thought, okay, maybe he's not liking this preparation. Took it, bought more different, nothing eating. 2-3 days this went on. And he was just sitting, same position, chanting, but no response. Then at one point, his hand is still, he's taking deep breath. She thought, oh, something's going wrong. Immediately, they sent for Ramchandra Kaviraj, his disciple. His name, Nitya name, Karun Manjari. So he came there, and immediately he looked at his Guru Dev, and he thought, don't worry, you don't worry. He sat down and he began to take Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Closed his eyes, his facial features, everything became like his Guru Dev. Then the wives of Srinivasa Acharya saw. He was taking deep breaths also. Then he'd come up and he'd go, another deep breath. What was happening as Karun Manjari entered into the Leela with his Guru Dev, he saw that his Guru Dev had been asked by Rup Manjari to find the nose ring of Radhika which had fallen into Radhakund. So his Guru Dev was diving down to find. Now Karun Manjari was helping Mani Manjari to find the ring. You understand? So then Karun Manjari found it and came. He was so happy. He gave to whom? Guru Dev gives what is the Guru Dhyan. You understand? If you took initiation from Guru Dev, I cannot speak it here. But Guru Dev also told something of his own Swarup. Why he's telling?
That you can meditate and you can be part.
You can meditate by conception. If you are serving Sri Raman Manjari, who are you? You don't know by name, by detail you know. I told this morning, by detail you don't know. By conception, if you're serving Raman Manjari, who are you? How? So from that day forward, your Sambandha Gyan and your prism of vision about everything going on is, I am actually a Manjari. You understand? Now somebody says, oh, this is Sahajavad, this is. No. This is, we say, Sambandha Gyan. If you do not come to that point, who's doing the bhakti? Who's doing your practice? I told this morning. If you're not that, who's doing the bhakti? What will happen is you'll revert back. Bhakta John joined the Hare Krishna movement. He took initiation, became Bhakta Das, and he's doing all kinds of different save everything. But who? He's thinking I'm John who joined the Hare Krishna movement. You understand? He has no idea who I am spiritually. And if that's discouraged, I'm coming wrong. If they keep discouraging that idea because it's Sahajavad, you'll create more Sahajism. You understand? Because you don't know who I am, but you're trying to do very deep services. You don't know who I am, but you're trying to read Astakaliya Lila. You understand? You have no idea. By conception first, you should have, in the line of Mahaprabhu, Unnata Ujjalarasa Swabhakti Sriyam. This is line of Manjaris. Does that mean every single person who's come in this line is Manjari? No. But how you'll know if you don't align with the sadhu? Now, how will you have an idea even who you are? How will you have any idea?
I'm gathering to be disciplined by a guru. You're a disciple, so that means to be disciplined by a guru to understand that he helps you.
Not only that, but is karma very exacting? Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd Canto mentions, Karma na Daivana na Traina, Janto Dehopapatye. Sri Uttapraveshta. The exact womb that you enter is all calculated exactly by karma. You think Bhakti Samskars are less exacting? How could it be? Karma is so exact, but Bhakti Samskars, spiritual energy, is random. So I just happened to meet this person, Temple, and hey, you want to be my guru? You understand? It can't be like that. Who you have as your guru, that is very exacting by your Bhakti Samskars. It will automatically give you indication, who am I? You understand? But people are thinking, this first life I came to Bhakti, that's why I'm so great, because I made so much advance. First time I came here, and everything, I'm just shooting straight up. I was like that in college also. I just went, you understand? This is all material samskars. It's all about me. Understand? But if you understand, Chakudandile, Jami Prabhu say, this is my guru life after life. What happened? In any life, I cannot trace out. Jiva Goswami directly telling you could not trace it out. In one lifetime, a Gata Samskar was created. Gata Samskar means a deep impression in the heart of that Jiva. From that time forward, that Gata Samskar by that sadhu has been tracking life after life. That sadhu, life after life, has been marking and waiting for you. You understand? Has been marking and waiting for your maturation. You understand? Now we could argue, well, that means that the guru has to come to the material world. Is guru in the material world?
No.
Therefore, this is Krishna Seva. They're not in the material world. This is one Acharya Leela they're performing as seva to their worshipful objective. So life after life they're coming and they're reestablishing. Again, you took Diksha. But at that time, not mature. So you did something, some progress made. Again, next life, you took Diksha again. As the maturation comes in one life, you'll take Diksha. All I'm speaking will start to unfold in the heart. You understand?
What is the role of potential here?
Potential?
You are saying that life after life, in some life, that good sanskar has to be done, that in that mood. So, from Anadikal, when the Jiva came in the Srishti Leela,
yes,
because there is no beginning, so I cannot tell when he came. So when he came...
Was there something there?
No. There was any potential there?
Yes.
Potential means like potential to learn something, potential to become something. Like this medicine is this. Suppose I say ampicillin. This medicine has potential for penicillin antibiotic.
Right.
I say another sulfa.
Right.
This medicine has that.
This potency.
In the same way, we are here. We know right now because we have come to Gurudev.
Right.
So we have the same mentality or same kind of
mood. Yes.
Which Gurudev has. And
yes.
Suppose we did not come to Gurudev, we were all just randomly in this world, and we did not meet any Guru.
Right.
That time, is there any potential for serving Lord?
Yes.
Is there or not?
Yes, because every jiva's das of Krishna. So in being the das of Krishna, there's potentiality. Here's the question. Is that potentiality specific to a particular Ross?
We do not know.
Huh?
We do not know.
No, we do. We do. Yeah. No, actually, that potential is the potential for seva to Bhagavan. The samskar marks the time at which a particular kind of taste is marked in the heart.
Then you are saying that till then the Guru doesn't come and doesn't give diksha in any life in the past, and that sanskar doesn't happen, that potential has no meaning.
In other words, the potential for Manjari Bhav is not there.
No, I'm not saying. Maybe somebody has...
Sakya Ras, no, any Ras.
Any Ras.
Is not, that's not there.
We all are in, we can say, because our Guru is Gurudev and he is Raman Mandiri. So we may be...
But not only this life, because where you are now had to be many lives even to this point.
100%.
Yes.
But I'm not talking about that.
You're talking about the first one.
And the Srishti Leela happened.
Yes.
And we do not know the beginning of the Srishti Leela. But all the Jiva came to serve because they were a Sarupa or Nitya Krishna. So they came. According to Gurudev, whatever in the lecture I heard, that it is not that the Atma has nothing. There is potential.
Potential.
Some potential is there.
Yes.
My question is that potential before which we were having before the darshan sanskar was done had any meaning or no meaning?
Yes, it has meaning.
Okay.
The meaning is that if there's no, it's called Swarup Yogita. Jiva Goswami has described it. That Swarup Yogita means that every Atma has the potential to bind to a particular Ras with Krishna.
Yes.
But the Ras that they will bind to is not specific in the Atma at that time.
Yes, because we do not have Swarup Shakti.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
For
getting Swarup Shakti, we have to do the sadhana.
But there is a potential to have one. Now, here's another, it's called Dristi Kon, another angle of vision. Right. When you obtain Siddhi, at that time, the Siddhi is in Nitya Vartman Kal. It means that Siddhi is not within time. So, when was it that you became so-and-so Manjari, so-and-so Saka? No time. Because that realization is there, you were always that. From that angle of vision.
Yeah.
From that angle of vision. Here's the issue though, here's the issue. If you conflate the sadhaka who's in Prakat Kal with that, it will be a mistake.
Yes.
Huh? Yes, sweetie.
What was that term that you used for the potential to have?
Swarup Yogyata. Jiva Goswami described it. Swarup Yogyata means the potential to bind with the Swarup. Yog means to bind. To bind with a particular Swarup is a potential in every Jiva. Now, in the course of life somewhere, this is in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.5.38. You can note it. 2.5.38. Yatottaram asu aswadyam viseshu lashmayapi rati vasanaya swadi bhashyate kapi kasyachit. This is the shlok. Yatottaram 2.5.38. Sindhu. So here he's saying, Jiva Goswami is saying, among all the different rasas like Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsaya, Yatottaram, from a neutral position there is a hierarchy. At the top of that list is Madhurya Ras, from a neutral position. But then he asked the question, well, the same thing is asked in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Yes, well, if that's the case, Visesh Ulashumayapi. Visesh means specific, Ulas means exaltation of a feeling. So he's saying, well then what determines in what devotee a particular mood arises? He's asking this question directly. Then he answers, Rati Vasanaya. Vasana means samskar. The samskar of a particular rati, right? Bhashite kapi kasyachit. That was manifest on their chit at some point. That is the genesis of that mood from the sadhaka's angle of vision. Then in the commentary, Jiva Goswami says, listen, we're saying it's from a previous impression, but that doesn't fully answer the question. Was it one impression, many impressions, or no impression? This is what Jiva Goswami says. He says it cannot be from no impression, because if there was no impression there, how could anything rise? Okay, then he says, well, was it from many impressions? He said, no, because then there will be conflict in the rasa. So it was from one impression. Then he says, where did the impression come from? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur answers, this is from an impression from a devotee in that mood given in any particular life. This is directly answered by Vishwanath Chakravarti. He says, in any particular life, a devotee who either had Dasya Ras all the way up to Madhurya Ras was the source of that impression.
Of course. But that potential only, like suppose whatever time this comes from a devotee, so suppose I am in the Dasya Ras, so I make that kind of
devotee.
Guru or this, that he gave me that sanskar of the Dasya Ras.
Right.
Bhumi was maybe in Madhurya Ras, like maybe sometime 20, 30 like that. He came in contact with that kind of guru, which gave him the Madhurya Ras, because he was having that potential.
The potential, here's the trick. The potential itself is not specific. This is why Jiva Goswami told in Paramatma Sandarbha, Anari Parama Tattva Jnana Samsarga Abhav. The word Samsarga Abhav means prag abhav. Prior to the influence of Swarup Shakti coming from a sadhu, then the jiva has no impression of Swarup Shakti. So the potential here is only that when a sadhu, that's why the verse is there, Krishna Bhakti Janma. Janma, the birth. Krishna Bhakti, the Janma of that, Mu, the very root of it is Sadhu Sangha. So the bhakti could not be born without the association of a sadhu. The sadhu, what he does not give is actually what is your direct swarup. Means your identity in 11 phases, he's not giving.
That's why we are doing sadhana, all the process of sadhana, to come to the bhav state. Then only you will, like
realize.
From the Shraddha, little chaya of Swarup starts coming.
Yes.
But the real Swarup, really, it comes in the
bhav
state. That's why we do not know, even if it is there, even if the potential, we do not know what is our Swarup. That's why we are not Sahajya.
Yes, the jumping, yes.
We are coming in this line to do the sadhana. It may take millions of lives to come to that state.
And originally, even among the Nirupadi Vaishnavas, the Babajis, originally, Haribo, I'll describe it after. So, originally, even in the traditional pariwars, they were only giving this to those who were qualified. Like in Jaiva Dharma, Sannyasi Thakur was already a liberated person. Right. So because he was already liberated, then Premdas Babaji could give what is his swarup. So that was originally how it was. Then later on, it became corrupted. And then they just say, oh, if you want any swarup, you come to me, I'll give you a swarup. You understand? Bhakti Vinod Thakur, when he saw that, because remember the Babajis, what they're doing on practicing, they're not paying who's doing what, cheating, this, that. But Bhakti Vinod Thakur was like magistrate. So he said, oh, this bogus thing here they're doing. So he pushed back against it. But also others, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he also pushed back against it.
Gurudev has clearly mentioned, and everyone has listened to the Gurudev lecture, that Swarup cannot be given. You cannot change it.
You can't change
it. Given. It is the potential which is there. By your sadhana, you come in contact, whatever. Because if Gurudev is Madhurya, he's Raman Manji. He has all the rasa. Whatever my Swarup, he can give Madhurya Ras also, Rasa Ras also. If we are in contact, whatever my potential, another people's potential. So when you say that any time that Garb Sanskar is done, it means it is coming from outside. So clearly mentioned that it cannot come from outside.
No. The Guru Sanskar is coming about because let's say all jivas, right? Every jiva, they are das of Krishna, so they automatically have a potentiality for a particular ras.
Yes.
But now, where will they get the first stimulus, the first light? Where will they get faith?
From the Guru.
From Guru.
Yes.
But what was in that jiva? It was not specifically Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya. It was not specifically. because that can only be given. Other than that, it would not be Sudula, because every jiva would have a ras already. So in chapter 26 of Jaiva Dharma, Brajanath asked this question to Gopal Guru Goswami. Listen, is this thing predetermined or not? He directly asked him.
He said, we cannot tell you, you will understand after doing your...
But then he gave him instruction. He said, I can tell what was spoken. So 26, anybody can pull up? So in 26, when he asked the question, then he says, I will explain to you and you will understand better. Then he says, the stai bhav. Stai bhav means, what is your ras? Where does that come from? From previous impressions. He didn't say it came, it was automatically there. He said it came from previous impressions. Where did the impression come from? Asadu.
So, Prabhu,
that impression, I'm coming on. That impression has been nourished over lifetimes. If you did not have the potential for that, it would never come. But what devotees are mistaking now is they're thinking potential means that particular Ras potential is there in the Bada Jivas.
That's why.
And that's not the case.
No, it said, is it Gurudev said, you cannot plant a mango tree, a mango seed, and yield another. So a mango
can only give a mango.
Yield a mango. So are you saying that understand your progress? So what does that mean to the jiva having the potentiality and like these Babajis are talking about Samasta Guru, you know, Samasta Guru.
Shamasti Guru.
Samasta Guru, who will go into the spiritual world as if you're...
No, you're talking about Avast.
Listen,
I'm saying,
I have
you're saying Avast. Avast means they meditate, they go in and they see your Swarup and give you. That's a different thing. That's not in our purview, not in our line. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
But this comes to the extent that we are saying that, okay, we are taking the mood that I don't have any ras, or the soul doesn't have any ras until that soul is given ras from the Guru.
Try to understand. The soul has the potentiality for a Ras. If that
potentiality.
Listen what I'm saying. But listen, what the question is that potential specific to Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, or Madhurya?
We do not know.
But here's the thing. The Shastras are saying, from the angle of a Bada Jiva Sada, it is not there. What is given by a samskar, by a sadhu, is the genesis of a particular mood.
As soon as you say given, it comes from outside.
No, not outside. Not outside.
That becomes
not outside.
But
they're not understanding what outside means.
Can you read that?
Yeah. So let's read from Jaiva Dharma. Here.
Rasa is an unequal tattva which can be compared to the rising of the moon, whose radiance is the expanding lila of Param Brahma Sri Krishna. Bhakti Ras is the function of Krishna's bhakti when it becomes absolutely pure. Rajanath. Is Rasa a principle that is predetermined? Goswami. I cannot answer that question in a single word, yes or no.
So stop right here. If it was predetermined, what would be the answer?
Yes.
But who said no?
Listen.
He's not saying no.
No, but listen what I'm saying. But if, but I'm saying, but he,
I will give you
okay, but listen, hold on 1 second. Hold 1 second, listen 1 second. But the point being, if it was predetermined, what's the answer?
But did he say no?
But
did he say no?
No, okay, but now he's going to explain. He says he doesn't want to say yes or no because there's another angle of vision, which I'll explain. So now, Justikon. But now listen what he says.
Explain the subject elaborately so that you can understand it clearly. The Krishna Rati, about which you have heard from your Gurudev, is called Taiba.
So stop right there for a second. So Stai Bhav is the Ras. Everything else is the thing that creates it and makes it a Ras, the ingredient. So Stai Bhav is the actual identity. Read.
When the other components, samagri, of rasa are combined with the Stai Bhav, the resultant manifestation is called Krishna Bhakti Ras. Imbrajana. Will you kindly explain?
Well, he's going to go on it. But where does he say it comes from?
It's going to come up.
He says previous impressions.
Okay.
When you go back to Stai Bhav.
Read it again.
When the other components, samagri of rasa, are combined with the Stai Bhav, the resultant manifestation is called Krishna Bhakti Ras. So then he says, will you kindly explain in detail what is Stai Bhav?
Gary,
kindly
explain what is Stai Bhav.
And what are the constituent
parts?
Samagri of rasa. We have heard from our Gurudev about Bhav, but we have not heard how Bhav combined with each other to form rasa. Let me see. Okay, yes. Goswami ordinarily at the stage of Bhav, Bhakti is Krishna Rati. This Rati arises in the heart of the Bhakta from the samskars of past and present lives and develops further to the stage of Ras.
Read that again, please.
Read it again. Carefully. This is Bhakti Tattva. Read it. This is very important, Didi. It's very important to understand.
Ordinarily, at the stage of Bhav, Bhakti is Krishna Rati. This Rati arises in the heart of the Bhakta from the samskars of past and present lives and develops further to the stage of Ras when it becomes the very embodiment of Ananda. It is made up of 4 different ingredients.
You
Number
told
1,
before.
Vaibhav. Number 2, Anubhav. Number 3, Sattvika. And number 4, Yavichari or Sanchari. I will first explain these ingredients.
Okay, so now Didi, it's clear. So now we have to reconcile other things Gurudev has said. Hold on one second, Ramsey. Hold on one second, because I'll lose chain. So now Gurudev has said that whatever rush you have is always there. When you obtain your siddhi, I explained before, the realization of the siddhi is in Nityavatman Kal. There will never be a thought, I was some bhakta, this, that.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So from that angle of vision, whatever rush you have is always there. You understand? But from the sadhaka's point of view, growing, this is the angle.
So what is samskar?
Samskar means an impression.
Yes.
So Vishwanath Chakravarti Tattva said an impression given by a sadhu in any particular life.
Impression will come from the same potential. The sadhu knows everything ins and out. The Sadguru knows everything. Everybody has.
From his angle of vision, not from yours.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. But also we have to be careful because we can't extrapolate on the idea because the sadhu, like for instance, then it should have been that Hridoy Chaitanya knew that Shamananda was in Madhurya Ras. Should have been when they met. And here's more interesting.
He was not that qualified.
No, but here's the thing, even more. Where did Shamananda come to Hridoy Chaitanya? Hridoy Chaitanya. Where did he come to?
Can we stop for a minute?
Hold on 1 second. Hridoy Chaitanya, how did he come to Gauridas Pandit? He came from Gadara Pandit. Gauridas Pandit went and said, I need this boy to do seva. Gadara Pandit's in what rasa? Madhurya Rasa. He was serving under Gadara Pandit. But Gauridas Pandit took him and then he developed his Sakya Rasa. Understand? Shamananda was his disciple, Dukhi Krishna. But he said he realized, you must having Madhurya Rasa, you go to Jiva Goswami. You understand? So it's not that automatically every guru always has to know, or the guru would not do Ruchi Pariksha. Because Gopal Guru Goswami at one point in Javadami, he asked Brajanath and Vijay Kumar, what do you like? So if Guru is omniscient like that, he knows, he would not do Ruchi Pariksha. He's observing the bhajan of the disciple. And Gurudev can tell, oh listen, you're with, what did Gurudev you say? If you're with me, 99.9%, you're in Manjari Bhav. You understand? Because Gurudev is looking how your samskar is exact. You came to me. You could have gone many places. You came to me, means 99.9. Maybe some anomaly, somebody came, but 99.9, they're in Manjari Bhav. So we heard all siksha in Gurudev's Harikatha of Manjari Bhav or Palidasi Bhav, Radhadasi. So it's very clear that the samskars are the impact. Now when you become realized, all of that is out the window. Because whoever you are always that. Because in the material world, na cha kala vikramaha. There's no influence of time. So if you realize, I am so manjari, asha manjari. At that point, asha manjari, you were always asha manjari. Understand? Now Gurudev can look from that angle of vision and say, whatever you have, that's what you always were. So there was never really any disagreement. The devotees misunderstood what was Drishtikon, even though Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj clearly said, when they went and asked him, he said, it will depend on Drishtikon, the angle of vision. If you're looking from this angle going towards the spiritual world, all that's being said here, that's the truth. When I will obtain my city, oh, the truth is I was always that. So now it's reconciled? Yeah. That's how we reconcile. All right, somebody else had questions also. Vamsi. That's Jayavadama chapter 26. And the other one is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.5.38. Right? And then of course all the Chaitanya Charitamrita verses, Krishna Bhakti Janamonoy, Sadhu Sangha, and then unlimited lectures of Guru. There's one lecture where Gurudev is saying, Ado Shraddha. And he says, where does the faith come from? He says it's given by Guru. So if even the seed, even the faith is given by Guru, understand? That faith grows and matures based on the samskar. So what turns out to be Asha Manjari is not given by Guru or Sadhu.
That's only my question.
Yes, not.
The Sadhu changes your
No. But that samskar you had has grown when it becomes mature. That cannot be changed.
That's true. That I agree with that. Yeah.
The samskar that you have, it once it starts to develop and it becomes mature, that cannot be changed.
That's a beat.
That's a seed. Like Maharaj gave the example. If you plant a mango seed, you can't change that. But here's another thing with that example. Where does the seed come from? Brahmana Brahmati Kom Bhagavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Prasade Poi Bhakti Lata Bi. He gives the seed. Then he tells in Sanatan Siksha, Mali Khana Se Bij Aropan. Shravam Kirtale Jale Kariye Shekon. Take the seed and you plant it. So Guru doesn't even force you. Then water it by your southern bhajan. Understand? So even the seed, it was given by the
argument that Guru helps to show the seed, that the seed is already.
You could say that, but show me in Shastra.
This is what, people are.
They're saying, people say many things. People say many things. And the thing is, it's such a, I talked to Prem Prayojan at length. It is such a nuanced topic that you have to stay really on the course of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Because from one angle that I just described, whatever your rus is there.
In Gurudev, one of the lectures, he clearly saying when everybody knows that that water falls on the hoof of the
cow and the oyster. Yeah.
Gurudev is clearly saying in that it doesn't mean that it was not there. Something is producing the pearl, something is producing jewel,
Gocharan,
something
yes.
is producing this. When the constellation and the water was the same, but different thing is being produced.
Yes.
It means in different things, different potential was there. Because the thing came from the sky or constellation, same thing came. But we fall in the 10 people and make different 10 things. It means this 10 person or 10 things we are having
that potential.
Potential has some meaning.
Yes.
Guru lecture clearly saying.
One thing people are missing in this lecture and in this example is that when Gurudev says something is there, right? At the stage of Bhav, is something there or not? So when Swarup Shakti descends, is something there? Was something there in Joe Johnson? Wait 1 second. Joe Johnson, who's roaming around now at the bar up at the lodge, is that thing there or not there?
Swarup Shakti not there, but the potential is there. It is not.
In Joe Johnson, not there. But in Asha Didi, who's been doing bhakti over the course of lifetimes, by the time you get to the point of Swarup Shakti descending, something is there. This is what they're missing. When Gurudev says something is there, he's not talking about from the Bada Jiva. By the time Swarup Shakti descends, first comes a Shakti, yes or no?
Yeah.
First comes Ruchi before that. Something is there. So when Swarup Shakti descends, it's not descending on nothing. So in different people, they have different things that are there when Swarup Shakti descends. In Joe Johnson, who's not chanting Nam 1 number 1, no Madhurya Rasa is there.
Right.
But potential, if Joe will come to practice bhakti.
That is only I'm saying, that potential is there.
Yes.
If he comes in bhakti, he can make it illuminated by all his sadhana.
Yeah, by sadhana, but not that particular thing. Just general. Okay, this is our annual discussion on Swarupa of the Jiva. It's very good.
What I'm speaking is only for some of you, very rare. The rest of you, you will get the impression, you'll get the in the future. It'll manifest.
Yes. But it is very good, because that way you get more and more clarity. And also, when I was speaking to Prem, he was saying that even among the pariwars there, they've stopped discussing. Not because contingent, but because it is so nuanced and there's so many angles of vision. One verse also will make even more confusion. Kuntasya Bhagavato Jyotyang Sabhuta. In Priti Sandarbha Anuchet 10, it says that there are unlimited spiritual forms in the spiritual world waiting for you. You understand? So if you read that, there'll become more confusion. So Gurudev wants to explain that verse whole different way. Understand? So interesting.
What's telling? What did he say?
He said that means, because how any form can be there and it's just like in suspended animation or nothing, right? So Gurudev said what that means is that imperceptibly in Nitya Vatman Kal, as your own mood is growing, that manifestation is being shaped. You understand? As your bhakti is growing, that manifestation, because when you get to Bhava Vas, what will descend was the outgrowth of the root. That's why it says Ruchi bis Chittamasranya. It is a ruchi, a taste that was given by the sadhu. Like, I'll give an example. Sannyasi Thakur in Jaiva Dharma, he saw one Vaishnav.
Yeah.
Right? Asambhasha Tadbhava Gambira Chittam. This Vaishnav had Gambira Bhav, means deep mood. But Asambhasha, he never spoke to him. He never spoke to that Vaishnav. He only saw. But because he was liberated, he saw, this Ananda, so high class Ananda. So he went to look for the Vaishnavs. He came across Premdas Babaji. When he came across Premdas Babaji, he then got directly the full impression of bhakti. And because he was liberated, very quick time, Babaji was meditating and Babaji was doing Nisant Lila told, oh, silence that monkey Kakati. You are Raman Manjari. You understand? So now who gave? Did he give him that, or was it already in Sannyasi Thakur? All these things become so forth. All right. Any other questions, comments? We're already getting towards 7, so we're open for questions now.
One lecture I heard Gurudev when he was saying the silence, Raman Mandri, when he was saying Raman Mandri, he was laughed a little bit. Like for him, he was getting the instructions. So like a little bit he said, when he was talking about
I remember when Pujabhat Tirtha Maharaj was doing groundbreaking in Houston.
Yeah.
It was, because Gurudev tells in initiation, at that time, myself, Shantamar, we all took initiation the same day. And Gurudev took like 3 hours. Even we thought, we went first, so we thought when he goes, because Pujapat Mara Maharaj, he was Naveen that time, that he already had started the fire, that he would just be quick with Sanat, because Mara Maharaj was telling, where is he? Where's the other one? Right? They said he went into Gurudev just now. He should come quickly. 1.5, 2 hours later, he comes. The fire was already going. Maharaj just started chanting the mantras, everything. Because Gurudev was going over detail by detail from Harinam. He started with Harinam. Then he got to mantras. Then he had to correct everybody's pronunciation. Because they're cling, clang, cling. He was saying everything. So Gurudev first corrected all pronunciation. Then he went over how to use for counting. Then Guru went to Guru Dhyan. And on Guru Dhyan, he spent a significant amount of time. How you will meditate, what is Guru? And he explained long A in Sanskrit, short A in Sanskrit. So Krishna means Krishna. So, what? Somebody?
The door open. You want to close?
He opened. I opened it.
Oh, it keeps going. Oh. Okay. Okay. So he mentioned what is short A, long A. You understand? What is Krishna, Krishna?
Yeah.
Then he began to describe what is the Guru Dhyan, which you cannot repeat. You understand? And so when you're chanting a mantra, you're doing that Guru Dhyan. You can only do that Guru Dhyan if you're in Anugatya in that mood. So then Gurudev talked about what is Swajatya Ashesh, not Swajatya Ashesh Nigda. Right? To be affection in same mood. So he's giving that, and therefore when you're doing your daily bhajan and you're doing Guru Ashtakam, you can directly relate, this is my Gurudev. And then when you get to 6th stanza, Nikunja Yunavati Keri Siddhai, you can meditate, this is my Gurudev. If you have no Sambandha Gyan, then hard to do. And the question will be, Maharaj asked a question, what if you don't know your Gurudev Swarup? Then you have to align with the conception. Count back every single one of our acharyas, you should know their Manjari names. Who in the whole line is not Manjari?
Well, I want you.
I'm thinking, go back, name them, I'll name them Manjari.
Srila Prabhupada. What is Manjari?
Srila Prabhupada, Gurudev told he's Manjari,
yeah,
right? Okay. But now, certain situations, like Madhavinda, I'm giving an example. Madhavinda Puri, he's Manjari or not?
Yes.
What's his Manjari name?
Oh, I know.
And also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where he's described as what's in Braj. So you think he's a tree in Braj, but he has Virohit? So Srila Prabhupada's commission was the fulfillment of the prophecy of Mahaprabhu. So he was Nityananda Shakya Vesh to establish that was his Acharya Leela. What is his personal Swarup is manifest in Radha Damodar temple in the Rasa Stali, serving Rup Manjari, etc.
Hello.
You understand? So we know by that understanding. You understand? Now, name anybody else in the line, what are they? Name anybody. Oh, Haribo. Oh, Hare Krishna. Wow. All kind of manjaris are flying in.
It's really random.
Yeah. Name anyone in the line. Who? Anybody. I'm not going to name anybody. They're Guru. What about Baladev Vijabhushan? Ratnavali. Yeah. Huh? You could look in Gaur Ganidash Deepika. The one? Yeah. Also who's who? Yeah. Bunch of places. Anybody else? All manjaris, all the way back in our parampara. So when you're doing your meditations in the morning on Guru and your Guru parampara, is all Palyadasi Bhava Radhika. So if you're not in that mood, well, you're here. Must be.
So people who, like, in the course, we were in his corner.
Yes.
And we don't know this. And now people will, swear that Prabhupada said he was
Sakya. It's okay, because when they went to Gopal Guru Goswami, and he told each, from this day on, you are a servant of Subal. You're a servant in the gun of Lalita. They both saw Gopal Guru Goswami in that mood. It's in Jaivadharma. But some people are thinking Gopal Guru Goswami turned into but that would be completely opposidantic. So what did he do? He gave by his Shakti darshan of Lalita and darshan of Subal. You understand? Because he has his own Swarup. So Gopal Guru Goswami did not become Lalita and Subal. So it says he gave darshan to each of them according to their mood. Their taste. It's called doing Ruchi Pariksha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes this when he describes, which we'll talk about tomorrow, entrance into Rag Marg. When you do entrance into Rag Marg, then Guru will examine your mood. Right? Did Gurudev need to do that? Because Gurudev seeing your samskars over the course of life talking, he knows these people have come to me in Palidasi Bhav. Understand? In general society, devotees are still doing devotion, but it is Samanya Sambandha Gyan still. That's what I talked about. Understand? When maturation will come, it will become Visay Sambandha Gyan when they'll understand the mantra. Now also it depends on who's Guru. Because if Guru has not had any realization, anything of their Swarup, he cannot give Guru Jnana. But what should he do? One person who's giving initiation asked me this question.
He should send him to like...
No. He can give if he's also meeting the criterion. He will give the conception in the line.
Oh, that is there. But if he doesn't have it...
No, because if he doesn't have the conception in the line, then you should not, should not be giving.
If he doesn't have it, he has to put himself on the Gaudiya himself.
But if he has not realized his own Swarup, something, right? Then he will give the conception of line. If the Sastra Yukti Suni Punya, Drita Shwara Yanya, Uttamari Kari say, Tare Sansar. He can also give Harinam and give Diksha. You understand? If he's realized something of himself, he'll give the Guru Dhyan. If he's not realized something of himself, then he'll give the conception of the line. He will continue to grow, that disciple will come in the line. You understand?
But the question is,
better
not even
better
know the
if
conception.
you don't know the conception, how you're Sastra Yukti Suni Punya. Understand? You're not Sastra Yukti Suni Punya then you should not do.
I was going to mention also, this is the same question that is in the Sri Sokamita, page 27, first division, Sambandha Tattva. Gives a little synopsis.
Yes.
Very nice.
And all those verses are related to Sambandha Gyan. Any other question? Parvati Didi?
Hare Krishna, everybody to know. What time are we breaking the fast tomorrow?
That we have to see. Somebody can look up the power.
It's
5:47 with the hour be 6:47? With the hour.
We did it for Washington, D.C. We did it for Washington.
Okay, so before we close out today, we'll give the power for tomorrow. For this area, it will still be DC area?
We don't have.
Yeah, that's the closest
I looked up Charlottesville, that's closer.
What did it say?
It said, at sunrise. The sunrise here tomorrow.
Charlottesville, Virginia.
It was the same as the sunrise. It didn't say sunrise, but it was the same.
Oh, the Paran is that time, yeah.
Yeah.
But it has a long, it's a long break fast time. So
Oh, yeah. Well, we just need to know the parameters.
Yeah, it's like about 3 hours.
No.
Yeah.
For 5:30.
Instead of 5.
While he's looking that up, any last questions? Getting wound down? Are we ending on time?
South Carolina.
No, that's here, Charlottesville, Virginia.
There's no Charlottesville on North
There's a Charlottesville.
Virginia. That's where University of Florida is.
Here it doesn't have no Charlottesville.
Okay, so then just look up DC. We'll take DC's.
DC is okay.
All right, no last questions. Anuradha Didi? Very subtle kirtan because we have neighbors. And we don't want to get complaint. Yeah, we close the outside door. Very subtle though. So, because I knew we have neighbors. And we want them to be able to subtly hear and let it seep through the ceiling and everything. But we don't want them to say, hey, nope, call in the front office.
So adding the hour, it is
So what is it?
5:43. 5:43 to 10:41.
5:43 to 10:41 with the hour added? All right, 5:43 to 10:41 with the hour added. No, to 10 what? To 10, no.
To 10:41.
No, that's almost 5 hours. Okay.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Radhe